This is Scott Spears, and we're in a local restaurant here in Marion, Ohio, talking with a man who you certainly know from the wrestling business, but did you know he's one of the great cooks of the world? So much, in fact, that he has written a cookbook, Ox Baker's Cookbook, a tribute to the fallen warriors. You'll want to pick this up anywhere you can get it. Ox, how can you get this book?
Well, I go all over the country, and every show I have a bunch of books with me. I can even take your address down, and if you want a book with a certain signature, I can send it to you through the mail, you know. But generally, I'm at the matches, I always have 6 or 8 books. I'm always ready to sell one of my books, and I'm always ready to tell the fans, which we're going to see tonight. One of the reasons we're here, I'm going to show you the waffles I made for Jerry Miller for a year. And he said, Ox, I never really liked you that much, but I always loved your French toast.
We're going to get into this French toast in a second, but Ox, I do want to touch on this. When did you become a cook? Well, when did this start?
Well, what happened when I was over in New Zealand, the matches always lasted till 10:15. Well, they closed the restaurants up at 9 o'clock. So a lot of times when we finished up with the matches, there was nowhere to go to eat. So what we do, we buy food ahead of time and take it to our motel, because they always had a stove in every motel that you. And at first it was like this guy would make a stew, this guy would make a hash, I would make my scrambled eggs, I'd make, and pretty soon it got so every night I was the designated cook. I like that because a lot of times we take in $35. I'd only spend $28 for the food, and the other $7 I'd stick in my pocket. So I was making a little money, and my food was always well accepted, because when you try to feed 6 or 8 guys, you have to get enough stuff where everybody gets fed well. And of course, I always told them, if you want a beverage on the side, that's up to you. But if you want a wine, give me some money for wine. And I was in New Zealand for 6 months, and I went over to Australia, and some of the guys heard me about that. The restaurants were open, but they said, Ox, we still like your kind of cooking. And like the Giant, he would have loved my salmon patties. I'd make him a 3-pound salmon patties for the Giant, and he'd sit up there and we'd play cribbage, and he'd eat salmon patties, because he always said, Ox, don't ask for any of my salmon patty. I got a sandwich for you. You know? So that's how I got to it. It was just almost out of necessary, and I got good at it, and I like to do it, and over the years, like if you scramble eggs 50 times, they're a lot better the 50th time than the first time, right? And maybe something is lousy the first time, you change it, you add seasoning, because everybody has something different. Like at the table, I always had 4 or 5 different mustard, ketchup, this kind of sauce, because everybody eats different, and you had to take care of them anyway.
Well, I want to bring this up while Ox here. Look at this picture of this guy on the back of the book. Look at that guy. Ox Baker right there. This book is packed full with some of Ox Baker's most delicious recipes.
Right. And I got to tell you, the book was created because in my lifetime, I have seen between 150 to 270. They're legends in the business, but they're all dead now. So the books that I write about, all the guys that I wrestled, they passed on. I don't want the wrestling fans to ever forget these guys. Like guys tell me the other night, I didn't realize that was Bobo Jr. I didn't know. I said, you never seen Bobo Brazil, but Bobo Jr., you see, and I said, I got recipes for them. In fact, just right now, I'm making recipes. I'm doing a second book. I'm making recipes for Captain Lou Albano. I'm making recipes for the Macho Man. I'm making recipes for a couple. The Undertaker's Paul Bearer. I'm making recipes up for them. And when my new book comes out, it's going to be 75 people, and I'm even going to include some of the women I've seen over the years. I'm going to include some of the tag team guys I've seen over the years. And the main thing I want to do in my next book, nobody has done this. I want to put in 6 or 7 managers, because in my business, without the managers, wrestling would have went downhill a long, long time ago.
I agree 100%. Ox, let's take the hat off for this. I want to see the
excuse me. Everybody likes to see the fantastic eyebrow.
Yes.
1970, guy come up to me and said, Ox, you can't get the people mad at me because you got the most beautiful eyes in the world. So how about getting them eyebrows up and that beard down? And when you say, I love to hurt people, you got that look on your face. And so in 1970, I started the mustache and the eyebrow. And they say, when you think about Oxmaker, you think of the vicious eyebrows.
44 years later, they're still there. And look at this. Look, Ox even markets his own aprons. Chef Ox says, shut up and eat.
And believe it or not, I made these over 20 years ago. I put them down in my basement into a box. Forgot I had them. The other day when I was cleaning them, I run in that box. This is a collector's item. This is something that's 20 years old. If you want to use it, fine. But if you just want to use it for a collection piece, that's a very good deal. Oxmaker. And what I do is nowadays, when you buy one of my cookbooks, you get a free apron.
Well, it's a beautiful thing here. Now, Ox, I'm not very handy in the kitchen, so I'm going to read the recipe. You're going to help me out here. This is very... You can improvise. This is what you just do. Get a hot plate and do your business, right?
Well, yeah. What it is, you almost did it so many times. It's like my waffles here. I know that I have to take these eggs, and put them in there. And
3 eggs.
Yeah, 3. Generally,
hard egg. Chicken was stubborn.
Yeah, the chicken said it ain't worth the wear and the tear on my rear end, And but I'd make my scrambled eggs, and I would do a dozen of these at a time. And of course, you got to mix the eggs up. You know what I mean?
Your normal spatula.
Yeah, a normal spatula. You usually have yes. And then after you've done that, you got to add the ingredients.
Wait, Ox. Cardinal mistake. Did we preheat the oven?
Yes.
We are preheating.
Is it preheating?
I don't know. Do we?
I don't want to touch. We want to touch that. See if it's preheating. We
have an audience here. We don't want this. Do you want to lick it? I don't think we're on there. Are we, Ox?
No, we're not on. No.
We're gonna preheat that thing over there. What should you preheat for waffles, Ox?
Okay, we're gonna do this sort of. I want medium. I wouldn't want a heavy heat, but I can't see that.
Let me see here. We forgot Ox's glasses. Let's see here.
Yeah, would you put that on heavy?
Yeah, we were on. We want to be about 400, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a straight
At the same time, I know with my eggs. What is this milk you have in here, by the way?
Whole milk.
Okay.
Right from the cow.
I can't get that off of there. I don't want to spill it. Would you take that off of there?
I can do that. Are we getting any heat over there on our?
The time I explain things here, okay, here's the milk.
The milk.
Okay, and what I always did was, and I'm going to do it tonight because I don't change. I put that in there with the eggs, and what I generally do is I always leave a swallow for myself.
You're not much on majoring, are you there, Ox? Leave the measuring cups at home.
The idea when you're cooking for 8, 9, 10 guys, you can't go by the measuring cup. It's only my secret ingredient that I put in there, right? And
we got 3 eggs in and 2.5 eggs on the table. So there you go.
Oh yeah, where we go here. And as you put there, you look at so I don't have a spoon, but so I'm going to.
Wait, that's the I don't think we put the powdered sugar in yet, do we, Ox?
That's powdered sugar.
We have, that's cinnamon. You like cinnamon, right?
Oh, yeah. Cinnamon, you got to put a little cinnamon there. Yes, sir.
3 tablespoons.
That looks like 2 tablespoons, 2.5. It's almost 3, you know.
Save a little for later.
And what is this here, sir?
That's granulated sugar. You need 2 tablespoons of that.
Yeah, well, you got to. So many diabetics, you always cut back on the sugar.
You must.
And again, you mix that all up, and you hope that we turn that fry pan on earlier. How's it doing?
I'm not feeling very hot here right now. Ox, you keep talking.
Hey, let me keep talking.
We're going to get the electrician going here on this. Just shoot around me here. See, this is what any good cook will tell you. You must have an oven that works. There's a lock on. What do we got here? Maybe we blew a breaker. Who knows? Try the other plug down there, Ox, could you?
Huh?
Try the other plug. See if we're getting any power in there.
Oh, you get them cheap assistants.
Yeah, I know. Good help is hard to find. You can spell the cinnamon for weeks. We got what was a lock on? Let's see. Let's try to release.
Is it doing anything at all?
Oh, you'd think it'd do something here.
I hope there ain't a power shortage in this town.
You never know.
Do you feel anything?
I don't feel anything there yet. Keep on stirring, Ox.
Yeah,
we will find a. We need to do a preheat here. Very important. Now, Ox, while we're trying to fix the oven here, tell us about Jerry Miller, where this waffle recipe.
Well, Jerry Miller was
that don't look delicious.
Yeah, Jerry Miller was a second cousin of mine, and he got into wrestling before. He was called Gentleman Jerry Miller, and he heard that I got married and I had a lot of bills, and I was a butcher in them days, and I was only making about 60, 70, 80 cents. He said, I'm making a couple $100 a week as a wrestler. And I said, oh my Lord, I said, you never could beat me in wrestling. I mean, I used to pin you 15 times in 10 minutes. He said, yeah, I said, you're 100 pounds heavier than I am, blah, blah, blah. And
now tell me about your days as a butcher, Ox. You've never talked much about that.
Well, in Waterloo, Iowa, where I was from, there was John Deere's, Tractor Works, and there was Rat Packing Company, and the families were divided. If you didn't work at the John Deere place, you worked at the butcher shop. Well, I tried to get a job at John Deere's, and unfortunately, they didn't hire me. So I became a butcher, and I wasn't really a good one because I was a little bit scared of knives. So
We're moving now, Ox.
Is it moving now?
Oh, we're moving now.
Okay.
Now, do we preheat to 200, 250, 300?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
In the meantime, I can undo my bread because you can't make French toast without bread. You know what I mean?
No, that's it. Key ingredient, toast.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, Ox, just sitting here in the kitchen reminiscing with you, this is what life's all about.
Well, the idea is I tell the people when I sell my cookbooks, I tell them my cookbooks, my recipe have to work or the book is free. And after selling over 3,000 of them in 11 years, nobody's ever returned one of my books because my recipes all work. Like my chili has won contests in 2 or 3 states. My meatloaf is won contests, and my stews. It was funny about the stews. I used to have a bunch of wrestlers. Some were Italian, some were German, some were Polacks, and I would make one stew for the Polacks, one stew for the German, one stew for the Irish, He was funny. It was the same stew.
What's your feeling on the heels, Ox? Do you like the heels in the bread? I always felt the heels were very good.
Well, the heels have always been guys over the years. You always run in. You can see now that's going to be a nice piece of toast. Yeah, we'll put one on
the
there.
steam. Can you hear the sizzle?
Yeah, okay.
Now, Ox, I don't mean to interrupt you here, but we did not add the vanilla extract, did we?
What you do is after you put a couple on there, if you want a little vanilla extract, put that in there. A lot of people don't even like it. Some guys are so particular. Like some guys won't go out with colored women. You know what I mean? I don't know the reason. That's their own business.
Polacks and colored.
But my stew used to be the Polak stew, the German stew, the Italian stew, and it was funny. It was the same stew for everybody.
You no difference, huh?
No, well, they never do it. They never do the difference. And it was funny in them days. I was always the guy. Now we got them on there.
Are we high enough on the temperature there, Ox? Are we sizzling properly?
We'll know in a couple of minutes when I'm going to turn them over. And yes.
Who comes and cleans up after you when you're done in the kitchen?
Well,
you're the type of guy when you're done cooking, you just move, right?
No, because I take insulin shots. I have a caretaker make sure I take my shots every day, make sure I take my pills every day, and if they're in a good mood, I pay them a little extra to clean up my. I did it for so many years. A lot of time, and the best thing to remember, ladies, is like as you cook, clean up at the same time. So when you finish cooking, you don't have a big mess, right? And whatever you do, you don't leave the dishes from one meal to another because then you got a lot of dishes. If you do that 2 or 3 days, and I see some steam coming off there. We might even turn them over.
If we now let's see how you do this. This is the most important part in the kitchen, Ox, the flip.
Well, they're not quite ready. When they're ready, they will come up very. This is the first one I put in there. That should be.
And you know what's nice, Ox? The way you mix those up, we're going to have eggs too with French toast. That's very nice.
Well, the idea of the French toast is, and you see how them two went over. Them were the first two I put on, and I can see I didn't saturate that one enough. So we'll move that aside. And what I'll do is I have a fourth one,
highly saturated.
Yeah. This is the one I keep for myself because I've let it saturate quite a bit.
Marinate.
Yeah.
That's a cooking term. Marinate.
And there we have the French toast, and I'm looking here. We lose this here, we use this here. Now, if you're diabetic, you generally have a syrup that's sugar-free, but this evening we don't have sugar-free.
We don't have sugar-free.
But the odd time you can get by with just regular sugar, And in fact, we have enough sauce here for 2 more. What is it? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 guys here, so that's 1.5 apiece, or 2 for me and 1 for the.
Now, Ox Baker. Do you have a special name for these? I mean, because you're a very verbal guy. Are these Ox Bakers French toast?
What I say, my French toast is so good, even my enemies come over and eat it, right? And another saying I have is, it's like so good, they'll ask for seconds.
Powdered sugar is very good, I hear. Now, a diabetic, of course, would not want to. That's very good.
Yes.
Delicious.
You didn't get a paper plate for the.
I didn't get a plate. Could we get a plate? Thank you, sir. And maybe a fork?
Who's this guy?
He's a nice guy, I'll tell you what. Whoa, that's cinnamon. Woo. Now, can you dump cinnamon on top of these, Ox, once they're cooking?
No.
No. That's a mistake.
That's a mistake.
We've made all the correct things so far. I'd hate to have a mistake at this point.
Huh?
I hate to have a mistake at this point, I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Now, are those tartare or
you know,
well done?
the French toast looks so good, I think we're going to have some.
We're going to have a little bit here because this is what it is. You know, you're eating, you're dining, you're cooking. This is what cooking's all about. People don't do this anymore. You talk when you cook.
Oh, no, what they do is they open up a can of something, right? Dump that can in there. Oh, it horrifies me when I hear them do that.
Never eat out of cans.
Yeah.
You make it homemade. Bumper to bumper.
The best part, I even hear someone, well, that smells so good, it must be something that Ox Baker cooked.
And you're free for parties, right, Ox?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Seriously, did you ever think, you love to cook. Did you ever think of a catering business, a restaurant? God knows you got the face for it. I could see if you're a butcher, for God's sake. You'd have meat.
I do a lot of birthday parties where I go there and give the kids birthday. And
are you guys cooking food in the lobby of the McDonald's?
No. We're okay.
what do you say?
As if we were cooking.
If they're done right, they'll probably hire me, you know.
It's a practice.
Yeah. And we're going to have an outsider test one of my... You want to test one of these?
Sure.
And you can say you ate Ox Baker's things. I think they're well done at this point.
No, they're not well done.
Sorry,
when they're saturated like I got them saturated, you can leave them on there a long time. There's not such a thing as burning French toast. See, if I turn it over, that's still very...
I believe cooking at 600 degrees at this point.
Ah, that one's done.
Yeah, I think it is done. It's a little rough.
Oh, that's got to... Now, this gentleman here, we got a volunteer. The last guy that volunteered, we never did see him again.
He's in a dumpster in Newark somewhere. But I tell you, this is something, Ox. To have Ox Baker's French toast is a story you can tell your friends. You'll be able to eat out on this for months.
Would you put a little, get that syrup there?
No powdered sugar on this, Ox?
No, not on that one.
No, not on that one. It's nice to have the Muzak, too, And it kind of slows down everything. Very nice citadel here at the restaurant. And don't worry about that. The shape is not important.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get that last one in there. You get a fork, you need a fork.
Need a fork. Now tell us how it is. Let's take a look at this first, this finished product. Let's show this. Ooh, look at that right there. Ox Baker.
What do you think? Try that out.
It's a delicious looking thing right there.
We're slurping up all that goodies.
Because you don't want to leave any left in the bottom.
Oh, no.
No, absolutely not. How is it, sir?
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're like the Colonel. Awesome is the quote.
Yeah.
We just get you a big chef's hat, Ox. You can be Colonel Sanders' second coming.
Well, the second one goes to you, by the way.
Oh, well, I'm excited now.
The cameraman, he's going to get the third one.
He's going to get the third. You take the last, Ox. You bring up the rear.
And then we used all that up that we had made.
How do you feel about dogs and cats in the kitchen when you're cooking, Ox? I know you have some pets at home.
The dog's place belongs with the dogs,
Yeah.
You heard don't sleep with the dogs?
Let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah.
I heard you had a relationship years ago with, what was her name? Up in Michigan? The big lady. What was her? Heather Flower?
Oh.
Heather Feather? Heather Feather.
Heather Feather, yeah.
Heather Feather.
First girl to ever wrestle a man,
She was a looker, too.
But she only wrestled one guy and found out that she was in the wrong ballpark.
Look at this right here. Here we go, folks.
Did you finish that?
I finished it.
Oh,
What'd you think?
good.
It was good.
That's delicious, Ox. That right there is Hall of Fame. I want to see you eat a piece of this. Because Heather Feather, she was a, well, she probably tipped the scales at 400 pounds. She knew when the dinner
She
bell
was
rang.
3 something.
3 something.
Cameraman, you need one, don't you? What a great cameraman. And he does overcharge.
And they are in high def.
Put some syrup on there, my friend.
Syrup on there. See, this is a, you can say you ate Ox Baker's French toast. The one and only. Ox, do you
he's probably not as good as I've made in the past, but we did it in quite a hurry here, and I'd say maybe we didn't have all the right ingredients that we should have had. Did you put any?
No, let's dump a little powdered sugar, 'cause that's for dressing.
Yeah, that little extra. You deserved a little extra.
You just tip a little there, right? I mean, you got half. Somebody told me one time half of the kitchen importance is in the dressing.
Yeah.
That's why they put what is that, parsley on things?
Yeah.
Just to dress it up a little bit.
There's your piece of French toast there, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
This is with the powdered sugar. You're dining in. You're having a wonderful time.
What do you think?
I love it. What do you think can make your French toast different than somebody else's?
Well, I hate to say this, but if you make the French toast with tender, loving care, it comes out that way. Tender, loving care.
That's what Heather Feathers said. She said that's how you made it for her.
Let me try one of these myself.
He's speechless. I've never known that to
I'm
happen.
not speechless. I'm going to try one myself. That's what
She never went a waffle she didn't like, or a French toast. Heather Feather, folks, look that up on the
Can you
internet.
believe in the middle of McDonald's? Here we are, partaking.
Unheard of. Thank God they've sterilized the silverware.
Yeah. It's the same stuff I got in jail, this kind of stuff.
Go ahead. You went to prison, right? There you go.
Oh. I'm going to pay myself the greatest compliment that I can get is like as good as Ma used to make.
Ox, did your mother teach you how to cook?
She was a great cook, and she could only seen what I could do.
Did she live to an old age?
I thought you're trying to lead up to she die after one of my meals.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't going to lead into that, Ox. That Pollock stew did her in.
What do you think of that?
I love it.
Now, folks, you are going to want to get this cookbook because there is not just French toast. There is, hey, you killed it. Whoa! You killed Ray Gunkel and you named a recipe after him?
Well,
Holy Moses.
one of the fallacies in the business was Ray Gunkel broke my wrist. Overexerted himself when he went to the dressing room. I'm laying in the dressing room with a broken wrist, and I said, "You better get out of here." He just had a heart attack in the dressing room and died.
What was the other guy?
Alberto Torres.
Is he in here, Ox? Do you have Alberto Torres Latin stew?
Oh,
Brute Bernard? Oh,
Yeah.
Pat O'Connor. Now, there's a legend. But I wanted to make a point to say, it's not just breakfast, it's not just dessert. Country fried steak. Can you
Oh,
believe
yes.
that? Roast filet of beef, fresh rhubarb pie. Tell me about, now don't give me the recipe because I want to give it away for the fans because I want them to buy this book, Ox Baker's Cookbook, and then go to our website, and if they want one,
I gotta have a second one of these.
Oh, Ox is go on now. It's going on his
You need two, don't you?
17th piece of French toast there.
Did you want another piece?
I don't want to know.
No, it's delicious. Bruiser Brody, toughest man of them all. Dale Lewis,
Oh, yeah.
Eddie Graham, Jerry Miller, Stan Stasiak, the man who's heart punch. It's a little
Yeah.
different, but yeah.
When Stan Stasiak died, I had to put in there, I had to change it from Ox Baker's Heart Punch, which people thought I invented, but Stan Stasiak invented the Heart Punch. Had it 10 years before I did. It just so happened the two guys that I wrestled They said I threw the hard punch at him. That was a fallacy.
Gorgeous George, did you know him?
He died actually as I was just getting into business. He was originated the Georgie pins, and I want to tell you a story. The other day, one of his robes and half a dozen Georgie pins sold for $55,000.
Well, Gorgeous George was a unique guy, and you know, he's still remembered, and that says something 50 years later. Yeah, I know, it's delicious. Well, you know, and I just found your meatloaf, Ox. Now, I'm not going to give it all away, but hey, Worcestershire sauce. I've never heard that, Ox. Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, yes. Well, you see, all my recipes like that, I put in a secret Ox Baker recipe, which I don't tell anybody what it is.
Oh, Big John Studd.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Bosch, Antonio Rocca. Now, people thought he was going to be bigger than he was. He kind of fizzled out at the end, unfortunately.
Well, actually, the Rasslers took advantage of it when he got hurt. Because Argentina Rocca could actually put an apple on your head and take his foot and cut it in two with his foot. But
he could take an apple on your head and cut it in two with his foot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now, did you ever see that done?
Oh.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Was it his toenail, or just he put that foot up there?
Mm-hmm.
That's a trick. I would, if there was somebody around who could do that.
He was the most famous guy of his day. You heard of Argentina Rocca?
Oh, one of the legends.
Yeah.
Dick Murdoch, Captain Redneck, Bulldog Don Kent, Fritz von Erich. Fritz von Erich's macaroni and cheese. You gotta love that.
Oh, yeah.
As I say, this book, Sylvester Ritter, the Junkyard Dog. As I say, this book is so very important. And as I say, if you go to our website, Classic Championship Wrestling Marion, Ohio, if you're not lucky enough to see Ox in person, I will make sure Ox gets your address.
Right.
And you will send them one of these books, Ox.
And also these aprons, which are collector's items, they're all 20 years old. They're not to be used. Yeah, it's a keepsake. Because the old Ox Baker had it.
And this one is really a keepsake because look at everything that fell out of your mouth on me.
Yeah.
That's a collector's item there, Ox. God bless you, Ox. You know I love you. You're my favorite guy. And
you're in my top 10.
Top 10, yeah, right behind Ray Gunkel and Alberto Torres.
Yeah.
Here in the kitchen with Ox Baker. Can you beat this? And again, Ox Baker's cookbook, one of a kind. You don't want to miss this. Also, you have a lot of merchandise, Ox. Check it out. Send your address to me. Ox will get in touch with you. And you're not like a telemarketer, Ox.
And if you got an old T-shirt at home, you'd like one of my pictures, I also paint pictures on T-shirts. $10 a shirt. You send me the shirt, I send it back with a picture of me on it.
Picture of you on it, and all kinds of other great merchandise you sell, Ox. Pictures that you can't get anywhere else.
That's right.
I tell you what, before the fire marshal comes in and shuts us down for this delicious meal, I want to thank Ox Baker, truly legendary wrestler. Glad to have us with him.
And thanks for one of the great cameramen of all time. He's not here tonight, but...
we got this guy. Ox, I wanted to ask you something. One of your bits you always did over the years was with your teeth. Now, who was it who knocked your teeth out?
That was...
Ronnie Garvin.
A guy named Ronnie Garvin.
Came to me there. I was hot on the thing.
I had false teeth in them days. In fact, I still got false teeth. But
Lord in heaven. Somebody call the police.
But I was getting a new pair, so he knocked out my old ones. He broke them. I'm losing my voice. Good night, Ma. I love you.
He knocked out his old teeth. Did you hear that, folks? So he got a new pair. Ox Baker. There's nobody like this man. I'll tell you that. Get the book. Go to the website. Take care, folks. Have a good night.